Another video for you with some new stories from Ethiopia, Eritrea and Somalia. First new story is from Somalia. Somali Prime Minister Hussein Roble was in the UAE, and Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud's government today made a decision about a disputed $9.6 million amount. This cash, $9.6 million, was seized by NISA, Somalia's intelligence agency, in 2018. The cash was seized on board a UAE airplane. Second news story is from Ethiopia, viewers. Amhara region of Ethiopia. We know that within the past few months, PM Abiy has lost some support in the Amhara region. Some groups are against him, but this opposition was mostly on social media. People did not openly protest against Ethiopian PM. But today we saw a protest, a large protest in a town of the Amhara region, and people chanted slogans against Ethiopian PM Abiy there. Last news story is about Fano commanders. Where are they? Top commanders like Masrisha, Masafint, Zamine Kasi. Where are they? We know that the PM Mamu was arrested by security forces 3 days ago. On Friday, he is due to be taken to a court. Deputy of Amhara Special Force, former deputy, he was also reportedly detained in Waldia. So while pro-Fano influential persons are being detained, of course, security forces would be looking for Fano commanders as well. Where are they? Have they crossed into some neighboring country? In which neighboring country would host them? Eritrea or some other neighboring country? Firstly, let's start with a new story from Somalia. Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud is the new president there. Today, firstly, Mohammed Hussein Roble, outgoing Prime Minister of Somalia, travelled to the UAE. He met with Mohammed bin Zayed, new ruler of the United Arab Emirates. He travelled there to offer condolences regarding the death of Khalifa bin Zayed, president of the UAE, who passed away a few days ago. And secondly, he congratulated Mohammed bin Zayed that now he is the ruler of UAE. Secondly, today Somalia's government made a decision about $9.6 million. In 2018, Somalia's intelligence agency seized $9.6 million from UAE's airplane in Mogadishu. Back then, Somalia's government said that this money was brought into Somalia to destabilize the country. UAE rejected these allegations. Farmajo's government deposited this money with Central Bank of Somalia. And since then, UAE-Somalia relations have been strained. UAE has been demanding the return of this money. Then in January this year, PM Roble sanctioned the release of this money, that the money will be given back to the UAE. Farmajo's government opposed the decision. So the money remained at the bank, Central Bank of Somalia. Today, on Thursday, Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud's government announced the release of this money. The money is being given back to the UAE. And UAE, it seems that has handed over this money back to Somalia, because today UAE announced $9.6 million aid for drought in Somalia. Somalia, Ethiopia and parts of Kenya are in the grip of a drought. So UAE's government has given these $9.6 million back to Somalia's government. The issue seems to have been resolved. And lastly, US Embassy in Somalia today denied reports that US had invited Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud for an official visit. So Hassan Sheikh is not due to visit the US in coming days. US Embassy has denied these reports. It was claimed by several journalists that Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud was due to fly to the US. But it seems that Hassan Sheikh is not going to travel to the US in coming days. Now, second news story is from Ethiopia, Amhara region. Amhara political elite has been ally of PM Abiy since 2018. But in recent months, we have seen some tensions in Amhara-Abiy relations, especially after the withdrawal, after the retreat of Tigray Defense Force from Amhara and Afar regions. We saw that Ethiopian federal government made some decisions regarding crackdown and armed groups in Amhara region, and some other decisions as well. And now opposition to PM Abiy in Amhara region is increasing. And people say that he is working for Oromos. But opposition was mostly on social media. It was never seen in public protests. Now people are starting to protest against Ethiopian PM Abiy. Today a protest was seen where people chanted slogans against PM Abiy, Ethiopian PM. So tides seem to be turning in the Amhara region, that people are turning against Amhara regional government, PP party and Ethiopian federal government. We could see some action against these protesters who in public chanted slogans against Prime Minister of Ethiopia. Incident happened in Mota viewers. In Mota town, we know that today government security forces, they tried to arrest some Fano members. Locals, Fano militia members, they prevented this arrest. And the arrested Fano member was released. Security forces had to withdraw. In clashes, at least one member of the security forces was injured. Then people took to the streets. They chanted slogans against PM Abiy, Ethiopian Prime Minister, who a few months ago had support in the Amhara region. He seems to be losing this support. Watch this clip. The clip is from Mota town of Gojam. You can clearly see and hear people protesting against Ethiopian PM Abiy. Lastly, viewers, while Ethiopian federal government, Amhara regional government have launched a crackdown on Fano, main Fano coordinators, commanders, where are top Fano commanders? None of them has been arrested so far. Masrisha of Gojam, then Zamina Kasi of Gojam, Masafint of Gondar, then a Muslim commander as well, though he is pro-Ethiopian government, Mehret Bodajo of East Amhara Fano. None of them has been arrested so far. Is government not interested in arresting them, or have these commanders crossed into some neighboring country? I don't think that government is not interested in arresting the Fano commanders, because if the government can arrest Tafira Mamu, who has huge following in the Amhara region, why wouldn't it want to arrest Zamina Kasi, Masrisha or Mesafint? Deputy commander of Amhara Special Force, former, he has been detained as well. So obviously, government security forces, they would be in search of Fano commanders. But they have not been seen lately, especially Zamina Kasi and Masrisha. But we saw some very strong statements from both these Fano commanders. Masrisha spoke 2 days ago, Zamina Kasi spoke before that. And both spoke against Ethiopian federal government, Amhara politicians as well. It seems that they are in hiding, and I wouldn't be surprised if I come to know that they are in a neighboring country. So if they are in a neighboring country, where would they be? Of course, they will be in Eritrea. The only neighboring country which can host them is Eritrea. And we know that Eritrea-Amhara alliance is strengthening. Eritrea is training Amhara forces. Could there be Eritrea-Fano alliance as well? We have not any information that Eritrea is training Fano members. But since things are changing a little, Tigray government is not criticizing PM Abiy as much as it's criticizing Eritrean government or Amhara regional government. So we could see some alliance between, some secret alliance between Eritrean government and those disgruntled factions in the Amhara region which are under pressure from federal government, from Amhara regional government as well. So obviously we have no visual confirmation or some other confirmation that they are there in Eritrea. But question is that if Tafira Mamu can be arrested, why can't Zamina Kasi or Masrisha can be arrested? Of course, they are in hiding, and the best place for them to be safe would be Eritrea, I think. Thank you for watching.